What's up? It is Casey from Casey's Customs. We are here in my shop. Let's get on the 65 so we can hopefully take it for a spin. So if you haven't seen my other videos on this truck, the plan for this truck is to basically make it look like it is just the same truck it's been. Nothing was really done to it. Just kind of a stock looking truck, obviously not restored. This was my customer's great grandfather's truck, and I think he bought it new, if I remember right. And he wanted to be able to get in it and drive anywhere, but he didn't want the looks to change. He still wanted it to look like his old grandpa's truck that he's had his whole life, you know, that he loved. It's always been in the family, but we had a lot of rust we had to fix. It also had really old international suspension, which wasn't very good in 65, and it definitely isn't good in 2022. So we put a modern Caprice front end on it. We also used the Caprice rear end and 350 Chevy. Ooh, it's too dark in there. It also has a 350 Chevy motor and a 700R transmission. So not only is it gonna run a lot better with the Caprice motor and transmission, it's gonna ride a lot better being on the car suspension. Now the goal today, I don't have it all the way done, but I have it close enough where I've had it running. I've also threw it in gear and watched the rear wheels turn. So the goal today is to kind of button up all the loose ends where I can get in it and actually drive it. I say all that with a lot of ifs, you know, ands and hopefullys. Let's get to work. First thing I need to do is get the radiator hoses all put on. I don't think I have the right lower, so I might have to go to the parts store real quick, get the right lower. The upper needs hooked up. I also need to hook up my transmission lines. I think they are just kind of loosely put in there, and I might have to make a couple fittings. So we definitely have some work to do. We're gonna do a time lapse. Hopefully I can get all this buttoned up, and then we will move to the brakes or something else that needs done. The wiring is still a train wreck. I'm certainly not gonna go through all that in this video, because that's just gonna be 10 hours of work, but I do wanna make sure that all that's out of the way while I do my drive, because I certainly don't wanna run over any of the old wiring harness, because I do need to keep some of it. I certainly don't need much of it, but I do wanna keep some of it to reuse it. So let's get to work. Moment of truth. A smarter person would have filled it with water. I think we're good. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit first before I say I'm definitely good though. All right, radiator has no leaks. Let's see if we can get lucky with the gas tank. Does it have a plug in it? It has a plug in it, but it is closed. I'm glad I thought of that. Oh, you piece of shit. I hate these new gas tanks so much. Ooh, I think we're good so far. Okay, so I have a round I have to make. I'm gonna weld a bolt to the frame. I'm gonna try and get that done, and then the wiring should be done. And then when Dad gets here, we can bleed the brakes real quick, move all the shit out of the way, hopefully fire it up and take it for a spin. We're trying to cram a lot of hours worth of work in about 30 minutes because my day's about over. I gotta get my kid. So a ton of things have changed since the last video I shot on this 65. Friday, today is Monday. Friday, I just hit it so hard. I was really trying to get this first drive out, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. I had brakes leaking, I had radiator fluid leaking, I had power steering fluid just going everywhere, all kinds of problems. My dad came, he helped me, started getting the brakes bled, and then I just couldn't get air out of the lines. I mean, I went through a whole bottle of brake line fluid. I found out master cylinder had like a hairline crack in one of the fittings. Changed the fitting out, got that fixed, but we just ran out of daylight. The good news is we got stuff moved around. So whenever I do get this running, we can take it straight outside the door, which is very nice. We also got a new project in the shop. This one I haven't done a video on yet. I'll do it here pretty soon. Got another 55 Ford truck, and it's my dad's buddy's truck. It's on an S10 chassis swap. I'm not in love with it, but that's not really why I wanted it. I wanted it because it has really nice original body panels that are gonna go on this 55 Ford truck. So I'm gonna take all the rusty body panels off this. They're not rusty, but they're beat all to hell. put them on that one and then put the good ones on this one. So that'll be a video for another time. I'm rambling. I need to get to work, start fixing the multiple leaks that I have, and hopefully we can fire this baby up and take her for a little spin. So let's get back to it. All right, let's see what happens. Oh wow, I figured I was gonna spill this everywhere. I actually did okay. Oh shit, I spoke too soon. Damn it. Oh, that was stupid. That was real stupid. That was real stupid. This might be the worst funnel I've ever seen in my life. That's one way to clean it, baby. Okay, I think I got everything ready, quotation marks. Pretty sure I got everything ready. I do need to plumb the power steering pump because it was bone dry. So I need to fire up the truck, spin them back and forth, make sure all my, air gets out of the lines. And if that's good, I think we should be all right to go ahead and throw it in gear and see what happens. Brakes are okay. Still got a little bit of air in the lines, but it should be all right. I'm not going very far. I don't have exhaust. I just have these headers on, and anytime you don't have full exhaust, it just seems like it likes to rev a lot higher than it should. So we're definitely not going to go super far, but I would like to go around the block, see what happens. Let's fire it up and make sure the power steering is working okay first. I just realized I haven't wired the starter yet, so that's my starter. Smoky for the first time she's fired up in a while, but looks like the power steering works fine. I think it's time. I can find like 4 or 5 different things I'd like to get a little bit farther on, but I just want to make sure everything's working okay. We can worry about wiring and fine-tuning stuff later. For now, I just want to fire it up and see what happens. Also, I definitely need to hook up a wire for the starter. Oh shit, I just found a that's an oil pressure line and it's shooting oil everywhere. Holy shit. Wait, what happened? Holy shit. I found an oil pressure line and it's shooting oil everywhere. Look at this shit. I wasn't even paying attention earlier. I saw this and forgot all about it. That's my oil pressure line. It actually has oil going through it. So I'm gonna put a clamp on that. We'll probably throw, I don't know, another half quart in the motor and see what happens. She was actually going all right. Seems like it was moving okay. We're just baby stepping it though. I ain't going crazy here. I still don't love the brakes. She did it! First drive was a success. I would not turn off whenever I got back. I had to undo the battery and it was still trying to run, so we definitely need to work on some stuff there. But it went down the road perfect. It was tracking just right. I am so excited. I'm so happy. Really, really looking good. I'm gonna let it cool off for a little bit and then we'll go ahead and film the outro and get out of this video. But so excited. She's almost done. We just gotta do the gauges and a couple other little things here and there. Put the front bumper on and we'll put a bow on this girl. She'll get her back to the owner. He'll be so excited. The whole goal of this was to make it look like his old grandpa's truck, just kind of updated on the inside. Leave the outside just so it looks the same way. He's gonna put a different set of rims on it. You won't be able to tell it from when it was 20 years ago sitting in a field, except now he'll have all the modern amenities. Get in, fire up, and just have fun with it. So I'm stoked. First drive was a complete success. I am so excited. It actually was running perfect. I went a little bit farther than I was going to. I actually went a mile or two around the block, just kind of double checking stuff. I don't really have my gauges hooked up right now, so I wanted to make sure, you know, I knew I had oil pressure, but I didn't know if I was running too hot or anything like that. So I didn't want to get too crazy with it, but I definitely got it out a lot more than I should have. Got it up to like 60 miles an hour. Zero issues, no problems. It's running perfect. The only problem I had was whenever I got back to the shop, it wouldn't turn off. I unplugged the battery and it still was going. So I definitely need to look at that. I have some wiring issues. Obviously, I have plenty of wiring that needs to be gone through. I still have to start it with a screwdriver because I don't have the starter hooked up or any of the key, but that's okay. I'll do that all in the next video. This drive, I just wanted to make sure all my mechanical stuff was working good. You know, we just had a drive shaft made this whole front end was basically made from scratch. I had to make it all out of 1/4-inch plate. So I just want to make sure it was tracking good and everything was working all right, and it is driving perfect, going down the road good. I don't have the rear shocks on it right now, and it was smooth. I mean, it was just floating right along. It was riding really well. I guarantee it was 10 times better than it was the stock International suspension because they just rode like tractors because International's built tractors. You know, all the leaf springs were like this thick. It was just set up way too beefy, especially for a truck this small. It's not a giant car hauler truck, but first drive was awesome. I am just so happy. I stopped driving it like 2 hours ago. I've been smiling and giddy the whole time. Really excited. We are very, very close. I still need to put the front bumper on. I still need to weld a couple things up on the frame. I think on the floor, maybe I might have a little bit on the seat, but we are really, really getting close. Hopefully the next video I have on this, it will be finishing it up and getting it back to the customer, which will be really, really exciting. So hopefully you stay tuned for all that. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff I tell you at the end of videos, and check out some more of my other videos. Peace. Love ya.